Recently, it seems like everyone has their explanation for why Netflix keeps crashing. But are conditions at the corporation truly that bad? Which issues are they now facing the most? Come along with us as we explore the reasons behind Netflix's current decline. Hey everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode on our channel. In today's video, we'll be revealing some hidden truths about the Netflix empire, along with a number of reasons why it keeps crashing. With over 137 million customers worldwide, it is no surprise that your favorite streaming service, Netflix, is among the most successful in the world. Given how much delight it provides, it's no surprise that the typical teen continues to renew his or her monthly subscription. However, recent problems have led to a decline in Netflix's stock price. What then can be said to be the cause of its recurrent crashes? Stay with me till the end to find out more. How has Netflix evolved over the past few years? Netflix began as a mail-order DVD rental service in 1997. The startup was founded with help from Mark Randolph and Reed Hastings. It was initially restricted to the US. Customers back then had it very easy. Rather than having to go to a rental store, customers who rented DVDs from Netflix could make their selections online and have them delivered to their homes. As with most internet-based services at the time, Netflix began to gain popularity. The company prospered over time, gaining more customers and expanding the titles available on its website. However, due to the shifting landscape and the increasing practicality of streaming technology, Netflix decided to send its ship back into the ocean and sail into completely unknown technological waters. The Netflix movie streaming service was later introduced in 2007. Users were able to instantly access movies and TV shows on their PCs. It was a turning point, not just for Netflix, but for the entertainment industry as a whole, as it started the transition from physical media to digital streaming. The company was only selling it to customers as a sort of side option at the time, and it didn't even appear like they were all that confident in their product at the time. The concept was something along the lines of, yes, get our DVDs and receive nice yummy access to a few titles on your devices that you can view anytime, anywhere. But as time went on, it was clear that Netflix would eventually choose the streaming service over traditional DVDs. Netflix continued to expand its streaming offerings and even began to produce its original content, such as the highly successful series House of Cards and Orange is the New Black. This original content helped Netflix establish itself as a major player in the entertainment industry and set it apart from its competitors. But like a double-edged sword, this strategy has also hurt the company in some ways, which we'll talk about later. Netflix has evolved and expanded despite all these developments in recent years. It has grown internationally, operating in more than 190 nations, substantially investing in its content, and acquiring several successful TV shows and films. In addition, the business has investigated cutting-edge innovations like virtual reality and interactive content as it searches for fresh approaches to engage its audience. Overall, Netflix has advanced significantly since it first started as a DVD rental service, and it continues to influence both the entertainment market and how we consume media. However, the streaming industry is rapidly approaching saturation, and Netflix is up against fierce competition from the likes of Disney+, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. Additionally, Netflix's bottom line is under strain due to the rising costs associated with producing and maintaining high-quality content. In light of this, let's look at some issues the Netflix empire is currently facing. In the tech industry, you only have a short window of time to enjoy a monopoly before rivals begin catching up, and Netflix is currently experiencing the same thing. Back then, Netflix was the best option, possibly the only one that made sense for anyone who wanted to binge-watch a series on their devices. However, it is no longer the case. Last year alone, Netflix lost a ton of subscribers. Back in April, reports flooded news websites that Netflix had lost subscribers by the hundreds of thousands and counting. Its stock had also plunged to new lows and wiped off more than $50 billion from the company's value. And this year doesn't seem like it's going to get any better for Netflix. The company will reportedly lose more than 700,000 subscribers in the UK as rising levels of inflation and less money to spend mean a lot of Brits will have to cut back on spending. And that means spending on things like a Netflix subscription, which doesn't seem quite as glamorous as it used to. According to research from Ampere Analysis, the streamer lost around 500,000 subscribers in the UK alone in 2022 and is expected to lose another 200,000 this year. It also lost more than 700,000 subscribers in Russia due to the bans on the country in the aftermath of the Ukraine war. However, how did things get so bad for Netflix? How has this giant suddenly turned so beaten up and helpless overnight? Well, a lot of factors have contributed to this. Number 1. Competition and market saturation. First off, there is increasing competition from other providers, which is causing the streaming industry to become saturated. Although it still has a strong member base, Netflix is no longer the only streaming service available, and as a result, its market share is declining. The fact that its rivals provide more affordable solutions and higher quality content only serve to hasten this. Even Netflix has acknowledged that competition from other services is putting a lot of pressure on them. According to Ted Sarandon, a co-chief executive of Netflix, the company is undoubtedly experiencing increased market penetration and fiercer competition. As a result of sticking to the same menu over the years and maintaining exorbitant rates in the hopes that consumers will remain loyal, Netflix is essentially turning into an outdated restaurant in the community. But as the business has shown us over time, brand loyalty is hard to beat. As soon as you begin to fall behind, people will immediately stop buying from you and switch to the newest, hottest product. Number 2. The cost of producing original content. Moreover, Netflix is having a hard time keeping up with the escalating expense of creating top-notch content. She can't innovate or grow to stay competitive because of its dependency on its present content. The company cannot also rely on the popularity of its original programming indefinitely. However, in addition to purchasing material from other networks, Netflix has been making significant investments in original content production. Due to the content's price increase as a result, Netflix is finding it challenging to maintain its position as a market leader. The company recently took on a substantial amount of debt to fund its content budget, and some industry experts have expressed concerns that the company may not be able to repay this debt in the future. With all these issues, it would be exceedingly challenging to compete with the major players in the entertainment industry like Disney, Warner Brothers, and Discovery, who have countless resources. This year, a whopping $10.5 billion is expected to be spent by Disney on original content. Warner Brothers, on the other hand, won't take any chances either, as they will also spend about the same amount this year. And Discovery, a huge corporation, isn't far behind, intending to spend $19.5 billion on programming. Number 3. Legal and regulatory issues. As it enters new markets, Netflix also has to overcome several legal and regulatory obstacles. In terms of data protection, content regulation, and censorship, the streaming giant is likely to come under heightened scrutiny from governments and media conglomerates. As its empire expands, Netflix must continue to be aware of these difficulties. Number 4. Cancellation of shows. Netflix's penchant for creating many shows only to kill them off one by one like a serial killer is another major problem. Many individuals have been upset about how Netflix constantly drops popular shows because they don't increase new subscriptions. The Sopranos, The Wire, and Game of Thrones have attracted devoted audiences for HBO's new competition for 2 decades running. Many people have made jokes about how Netflix's downward spiral is the funniest thing they've come up with in a while. Why invest in Netflix's newest hit when the corporation has a gun ready to abruptly shoot it off at any moment? However, a lot of people also think that Netflix's slower development is a type of correction following the pandemic's spectacular expansion. Back then, when more people stayed at home and had nothing to do, Netflix saw a rise that was far too artificial and also more customers. Many nations throughout the world went into lockdowns, which led to a spike in subscription growth and viewership for the corporation. This presented the corporation with enormous potential, so it increased the pace at which it produced unique content to keep up with the rising demand. But now that all lockdowns have been lifted and people are going back to work and having more free time, the subscription growth has not only slowed down, but reversed. At this point, they are rapidly losing subscribers. The future of Netflix is bleak because of all these issues, but how can the business prevent these problems from being the reason it fails? Let's quickly look at a few crucial strategies for rescuing the company. Not that we're experts or anything, but the top Netflix officials ought to be able to spot and implement a few easy improvements without too much trouble. For Netflix to succeed in this continuously changing sector, it must diversify its content and consider new business models. Working with other companies, partnering with existing clients, and experimenting with new technology are all possible ways to achieve this. I would believe that the experts have already realized the importance of relationship as we indicated. Recently, Netflix and Nike joined a project called the Nike Training Club, which currently has 46 movies of exercise-related content available on the streaming service. The 30-hour motivating workout sessions in the exercise series are offered in a variety of languages. The series is divided into episodes called 10-minute workouts, 20-minute workouts, 10-minute workouts, bodyweight burn, and high-intensity training. Each of these portions contains many short episodes that can be all finished quickly. The series also features a variety of exercises including yoga and cardio. So, at least, the corporation takes cooperation seriously. It has already partnered with Walmart and WMT, and the latest Nike arrangement demonstrates how serious it is about collaborations. Up until now, Netflix has taken a staunch position against commercials. But it may be time for them to carefully reconsider this approach. A free service that is sponsored by advertisements wouldn't be all that horrible. Of course, none of us enjoys the intrusive self-help and marketing expert videos that appears on various platforms every few minutes. However, businesses like Spotify have done well by utilizing similar strategies to bring in more users and grow their subscriber bases while also earning a little bit more money. For instance, 50% of users who switched from Spotify's free to paid service did so. In conclusion, the current state of Netflix is quite chaotic, but if they approach it strategically and choose the best alliances and pricing strategies to assure ongoing profitability, the business will undoubtedly be able to survive the current crisis. To get up to speed with future content, do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Make sure to drop your comments on the current problems rocking the Netflix empire and possible ways they could be resolved. Catch you all soonest. Until next time, bye for now.